Yeah, you're good. 6 News at 6 starts now. 6 News on 6 Plus starts now. This is going to be the new way we do things from now on. This is it.
No more time off.
Yeah. I was like, wait a minute. This is where we all go out and have lunch.
That is the old days.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, let's just do that.
Tonight on 6 News, the Humane Society is
To your right,
blocking
Juliana.
out and running
Just
away.
to your right a
Mic
little
check.
bit.
1, 2, 3,
Perfect,
4,
thank
5,
you.
6, 7, 8,
Keep
9,
going,
10.
a little more. Quite a bit more. Big step to the right on the box. Okay. She's at the edge of the box. What do you want, Rob?
But there's no starting over, guys.
Is that good, Rob?
I mean, I can't say darn it.
No, there's no redos, dagnabbit.
Yeah, we don't redo this.
You're good. Right there, Juliana. That's good.
Okay.
Mic check, Juliana.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Thank you. You're good. Ooh, Rosebud Lot. Standing strong.
Sports, and then
I know.
why are we doing a prime time if it's on streaming? We just
This is 6 News at 6.
Tonight on 6 News, the Humane Society is moving out. What's next for the Central Texas organization?
And preventing tragedy, the new efforts to stopping attacks before they happen.
Plus, a dispensary in Waco is taking the police to court for what they call a wrongful raid. What their lawyer told 6 News about the case.
And help for hurrah, how a fire brought the La Vega community together for a beloved member of the athletics program. We got a lot to get to. We're glad you're here. And it all starts right now. Good evening, wherever you may be across our viewing area. We know you're watching us on the 6 Plus app. I'm Chris Radcliffe.
And I'm Lindsay Littman. Thanks for joining us for this special newscast here. We've got football happening on our broadcast channel, and so we're asking all these people to join us here on 6 Plus, and for good reason, because you've got a good forecast.
I think I do. I think you're going to like this one. We have some really nice weather in store for the weekend. Taking a look out there right now here across Temple, not seeing much in the way of rain. We are seeing that cloud cover though. Temperatures did get a little bit warmer today than they did yesterday. 87 out there, feels like 93. So still some moisture in the air, especially with those showers and storms across the area. We are still dealing with just a little bit of humidity, but remember, it could be much worse. Remember a couple of weeks ago when it was 100 and felt like 107? We are past that, and at this point, it looks very unlikely that we're going back to that. 87 across the area in the 6 o'clock hour from Killeen to Temple to Marlin, 81 in Cameron, 89 right now in Hillsborough. So you can see a few areas still holding on to that near 90-degree heat, and those areas are the ones that likely have not seen the showers. This is what our current map looks like, and you can see some scattered showers, isolated showers across the area. Not everybody is going to see this today, and not everybody's going to see it tomorrow either. These are going to be isolated, scattered more so than what we saw earlier in the week. You can see all this activity from Waco down towards Temple, Cameron, Franklin, and Hearn up towards Corsicana as well. A few lightning strikes embedded within this, but for the most part, just rain. A few gusty winds possible with any of these storms that develop. They will leave us, though, pretty quickly here as we head through the rest of the evening. By the time we get to about 9, 10 o'clock, we're seeing a clean radar screen, and we'll stay quiet throughout the rest of the night. By the time you wake up tomorrow morning, how about the lower 70s, upper 60s? Once again, I've mentioned this every single day, and if you think these are comfortable, just wait till you see what we got in store for the rest of the weekend, because those overnight lows are going to be incredible. By this time tomorrow afternoon, we're back up to about 86, 87. But then for the weekend, like I said, low overnight lows and decent daytime highs. I'll have all that for you coming up here in just a little bit.
Wait a minute. You said incredible, not a freeze warning, though.
No freeze warnings,
Oh,
but
yeah.
Close to the records, though.
What? Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks, Matt.
Also developing this afternoon, the city of Waco, the police chief and a sergeant in the department are being sued after a search warrant was served at a dispensary in March of this year.
Yeah, the lawsuit was just filed today in Waco's federal court. Our own Bailey Bates received a copy of it. She's shaking it over there. She joins us now live in studio with the allegations and what the plaintiff is seeking. Bailey, what's this all about?
Yeah, this 49-page lawsuit is a thick one, and it stems from the reason that Waco police served a search warrant at Treehouse Dispensary and Smoke Shop. It's located off Franklin Avenue. Law enforcement members showed up in tactical gear on March 28 and seized an estimated total of $30,000 in inventory, $3,000 in cash, amongst other items from the dispensary, according to the lawsuit. The lawsuit states the dispensary is only selling legal consumable hemp products and has a license through the Texas Department of State Health Services. It alleges the seizure was unreasonable and violated constitutional rights. David Sergi is representing Callan Salganick, the owner of the dispensary. Sergi believes the judge will side with their case.
I think so, because at the end of the day, we're not selling an illegal product. They've taken our product. They haven't given it back. We've asked for it back very politely. We tried to engage in conversation. And when it doesn't, when polite conversation doesn't work, you have to resort to lawsuits. We wished it hadn't happened.
The lawsuit lists 6 different counts against Waco Police Chief Cheryl Victoria and Sergeant Jeremy Angel with Waco PD, the city of Waco, and a drug detection manufacturer called Detecticam. The city of Waco told 6 News it has not been served yet with this lawsuit, and it will be reviewed once served. So once again, we have received this lawsuit before they have. Coming up on 6 News at 10, we'll discuss the probable cause Waco police gave a judge to sign off on this search warrant at the dispensary and why the lawsuit says it's a problem. Guys.
Interesting. Okay, Bailey, we know you'll keep watching for us. Thank you. As the nation focuses now on the aftermath of yesterday's shooting at a high school in Georgia, a Texas community still healing from its own tragedy, also working to stop attacks now before they start.
Uvalde educators and law enforcement partners are coming together this week for violence prevention training. Hannah Teedy takes us inside the life-saving program.
In the classroom, for the community, more than 30 educators, clinicians, paramedics, judicial, and law enforcement partners are teaming up in Uvalde, learning how to predict and prevent violent attacks.
The team here has been in operation for a little over 2 years, and it started immediately after Rob.
It's called Behavioral Threat Assessment Training. During the hands-on course, Uvalde Assistant Chief of Police Mike Davis says participants review different scenarios and determine where a person is at on the pathway to violence.
He changed his look, or he started getting weapons, or he started talking about end-of-life planning. Those are indicators. We know that the data suggests that there are behavioral indicators in just about every targeted violence attack. Maybe people just didn't know what to look for, or maybe they just didn't feel comfortable in who to reach out to.
Assistant Chief Davis says the program creates a team of responders and normalizes reporting concerning or suspicious behavior to them.
They may be able to work with the criminal justice system to court order some of the treatment that people may not even be able to afford.
And in the past 2 years, he is convinced this training has saved lives.
I cannot tell you that 100% of these people would have pulled the trigger. But we definitely have individuals who said, thank you for caring about us.
Meanwhile, officials in Grand Prairie, Texas say the tap water is still not safe to drink there or use for anything other than flushing a toilet. Firefighting foam accidentally mixed into the water system in that area earlier this week. The city has finished flushing the system. Now they're taking the latest samples from this. Hopefully the water is clean, and they are waiting for it to be tested and fully verified.
That's the idea, but we have to wait to see what exactly it is, and all that's very technical, because it could be an all clear, it could be, inconclusive, it could be somewhere in between, so we're just going to have to wait and see. We understand that the last few days have been really difficult for Grand Prairie families. We get that, we understand that, but thankfully we have not received a single report of a serious medical issue related to that part of town, related to this water situation.
Volunteers from every city department have been working around the clock shifts, distributing water, and then overnight and into the morning of today. The plan is to keep going until this water crisis is over, but what a mess it has created. Well, tomorrow the Humane Society of Central Texas is having their last day at the Waco Animal Shelter location before the city of Waco actually takes ownership. According to the society, they have saved over 38,000 animals and have made countless memories over the years.
With this change of ownership, the city of Waco says you won't even notice a difference. But with more animals being brought into the shelter every day, there are still more furry friends that need to be saved. 6 News reporter Juliana Jackson went to the Humane Society to check in on their last few days in Waco and spoke with volunteers on this change. Juliana?
Chris and Lindsay, the Humane Society of Central Texas and the city of Waco terminated a 12-year-long partnership. This comes after changes in leadership and a decision from the society to step back. They want to still encourage the community to advocate for the shelter and the highest standards for animal care. While this change of ownership is happening tomorrow, there are still lots of animals to be adopted. I spoke with Annie Hill, the Human Animal Support Services Manager, who's been part of the Humane Society for the last 5 years. She says even through the hard days, this has been the most rewarding job.
I love helping animals and helping people, and of course you have to be able to help the people in order to help the animals. I'm dedicated. It's my passion. I've been doing this for years, even before I came here. But I love my job here. I work with a wonderful staff and excellent volunteers. We're like a fine oiled machine working together, and it's amazing. It breaks my heart that we have to part ways. But I don't look at it as an end. I look at it as a new beginning.
Annie has loved her time in Waco, but looks forward to continuing her passion and commitment to caring for animals. The Humane Society wants to thank everyone who's been part of the shelter and says this is not farewell, but to stay tuned for upcoming events. They plan to continue focusing on exciting new programs for both pets and people. Back to you, Chris and Lindsay.
All right, Juliana Jackson live in studio. Thanks for that report, JJ. The Central Texas Area Habitat for Humanity chapter is looking to raise money to continue so that they can keep helping Central Texans. Their 5th annual Freedom Raffle happens tomorrow. Hope you can participate. All proceeds will go to support their programs and assist families taking the first steps into home ownership.
Any way that we can be involved with the community and help them and put smiles or change the trajectory of somebody's life, we're for it in any way that we can do that. And so that's why we offer so many different programs, from repairs to the elderly to events like Project Playhouse for the children. We want to be able to impact every population within our community.
And this goes from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. at All American Chevrolet in Killeen. Ticket sales for the raffle will close at 3 p.m. on Friday. And those that can't give financially but want to get involved can ask about volunteering opportunities at the event. They will also be accepting donations all day long.
Well, he's not just a part of the team, he's the heart of the team. Stefan Hoorah Jemison. He's well known in La Vega for his spirited hoorah chants that gets that crowd fired up. He graduated from La Vega High School back in 2002 and has been a crucial member of the sports program, especially football. But last month, an electrical fire at his home left it unlivable. The La Vega community stepped up, including head football coach Don Hyde, who organized a GoFundMe to not only provide some essential items, but help get him a home and furnishings. Stefan says he was so grateful and overwhelmed by the love.
Oh yeah. That's part of life. You go through, but will you bounce back? That's the thing, will you bounce back? And hey, I'm bouncing, baby.
Stefan is still in the hotel for now while he waits for affordable housing. But his team is there with him every step of the recovery process. You can tune in tonight after the NFL game to hear Stefan's full story on broadcast. We'll also have it up on our 6 Plus app.
Let's get things over to Matt. We got some weather in the Central Texas area erupting right now.
Yeah, another day of rain chances across the area, and it's really good news. It's not great news for Ben Peck, who has a date at Leo Buckley Stadium tonight because we got that Thursday night football game, so we'll see what happens with that. But it's good news for all of us because, and it's Thursday, we always show you the drought monitor on Thursday, right? This is what it looked like last week. You could see some level 1 drought starting to sneak into our northwestern counties, but with the rain we've already had this week and the rain that we're getting right now, all very beneficial. Take a look at this week's drought monitor as we fast forward to this week. Yeah, you see the level 1 clear out, and you see a lot of that abnormally dry condition clear out as well. Remember, that's just a transition phase. That's not technically a drought stage, but all that rain has been doing wonders for us. If I were to show you the drought monitor from this time last year, and I'm not going to do that right now because I want to get to those rain showers, I want to get to your radar, but think about where we were this time last year and how much of a benefit this is. This is what your radar looks like right now, from Waco down to Temple, basically coming straight down I-35 from Hillsboro all the way basically down to Austin. That's going to be the main line of storms right now, and as I zoom in from the Waco to Temple area, you can see some of that heaviest rainfall. We can hear it on the roof right now here at KCEN, right north of Temple right there, and all of this activity is moving off to the south, and so it's going to continue to track down I-35. You can see it pushing just a little bit west, so it might sneak west across I-35 just a little bit, but this is going to be the main area where we continue to see that heavy rainfall for the next couple of hours. Not the only place that we're seeing the rain by any stretch of the imagination. Down in the Brazos Valley from Calvert down towards College Station, off towards Grimes County, there a little bit of activity there, but again, the heaviest activity right now falling along I-35, and that's kind of the area it's going to stay in, is going to be that I-35 corridor. Now, as you look here, things picked up about a couple of hours ago, and we're already starting to see some diminishing returns on some of these rain showers. This isn't going to be an all-night event, and as you can see, it's pretty isolated and scattered, so it is not a full coverage event either. So if you don't see the rain today, don't say I didn't tell you. Isolated to scattered. That's what we were expecting. That's what we're getting. Let's take a look at your forecast, though, for the rest of tonight. We'll see that activity continue for a couple more hours. Here we are, 8:45. Put it back in motion. By the time we get to 10, 11 o'clock, it's gone, and we have a clean radar screen for the rest of the night. So the question, of course, is where is all of this coming from? Why is it moving from the northwest or for the northeast to the southwest? It's because we have this low pressure system just off the southeast Texas coast. Now, we have no indications right now that this is going to continue to develop and reach tropical storm or hurricane status, but it is a surface low. That is what tropical storms and hurricanes start out as, but I don't think this one's going to have the chutzpah to get up to tropical storm status over the next few days. But this is where it is right now, just off the southeast Texas coast. And as long as it's in the area, we're going to continue to see that wraparound activity that brings those showers into central Texas. So let's take a look at your forecast for the next couple of days. We're going to start it tonight. I already showed you this part, but now we're showing you the wide view. This system is going to continue to spin off to the east just a little bit, bring our rain chances to an end by the middle of the night here, because we're going to lose that daytime heat, and it's shifting further to the east. But it's not really going anywhere. It's going to kind of stay in that same position. So as it does so, it's going to continue to provide us those wraparound showers as we head into your Friday. And I know the football fans, and Ben specifically, and myself as well, because we're going to be out at the game tomorrow night, don't want to see it continue into the evening hours. It doesn't look like it's going to right now. It looks like it's going to be very similar to what we saw today. Here we are, 3:15. You can see those isolated scattered showers popping up. They are gone, though, according to this particular forecast model, by that 7 o'clock hour. So if you're heading out to those football games, just keep in mind we might take the umbrella, but by the time we get to halftime, we should be able to put it away. Now, after that, our focus is going to shift, and it's going to shift to this cold front. This cold front is going to bring in drier air, so that's pretty much going to bring our rain chances to an end as it comes through overnight from Friday night into Saturday morning. And as it does so, it'll usher in not only the end of the rain chances, but some drier air as well. Not significantly cooler air by any stretch of the imagination, but that drying trend will have a huge benefit for us. Take a look at your temperatures here. Upper 80s for the afternoon. So like I said, that front's not going to do much for us in terms of your afternoons, but take a look at the morning lows. 60, 61 are record lows this time of the year. If you look back through them, they're in the upper 50s. So we're going to get close to some record lows here over the next couple of days. We're going to start off, though, Friday night into Saturday morning about 68. As you wake up Saturday night into Sunday morning, we're going to be right around 60, and we're going to stay in that 60, kind of 61 range all the way through the rest of your weekend before we start to pick things up again next week. Now, I already mentioned it, but Ben and I will be out in Killeen tomorrow night. Killeen and Ellison from Leo Buckley kick off at 7 o'clock, and the temperatures should be very nice. Like I said, the rain chances should come to an end by about that 7 o'clock hour, so that's what we'll be watching for. But for the temperatures, should be an okay night for some football out there in Killeen. As for your 7-day forecast, we will see things stay very consistent for the next several days. Upper 80s, mid 80s on the forecast board. But again, those overnight lows as we head towards the back half of the weekend, we'll be back in the lower 60s, maybe even a couple of upper 50s as you wake up Sunday morning and Monday morning.
And now listen, Matt, if we need to beat the elements, I've got a little chutzpah myself if I need it tonight or tomorrow. Of course, we kick things off in the NFL this season with Thursday Night Football, but we also have some in Central Texas, as Matt alluded to. Week 2 in the high school ranks. Harker Heights getting ready to host Manor. Top of the hour. We will have those highlights for you later on tonight after the game. And our game of the week for Friday Night Lights, Killeen ISD Showdown. As we mentioned, Kangaroos and Eagles, Killeen and Ellison both 0-1, looking to get their first win of the season. We will let you know how that plays out in Friday Night Lights. Be sure to watch every night after 6 News at 10 on Fridays in the fall. Now to the Big 12, Baylor with a rematch Saturday, taking on the reigning Pac-12 champions, Utah. While it's the same opponent from week 2 last year, that's about the only thing that remains constant. For one, this is now a conference opponent for the Bears. Of course, Utah in the Big 12 now. And tomorrow, Utah will have its scheduled starting quarterback they should have had last year. A lot of experience for Cam Rising. He's actually playing his 15th year of college football. That's an exaggeration. It's only his 7th. Then he sat out a year as a transfer. Then COVID at Utah, where he played a few games, a couple years as a starter before missing all of 2023 with an injury. So now you get the 7th year 2024 senior, and the Utes, remember, they bested Baylor without him last September, but now they not only get him, they'll be on the home field in Salt Lake City with Mr. Rising.
He's equipped to go from a pass to a run. He's equipped to go from run here to run there. I think he knows rotation. He knows blitz tells. He knows front and how that's tied to the back end. If the front will tip off, what the back end's going to be. And so just way smart. He is the captain of that ship. And so he gets them in the right spots. Running ability is still a factor, and I think his arm strength and his touch is really strong too.
Ben, what time's that kick on Saturday?
2:30 Central, and we've also got A&M hosting McNeese State at 11:45 a.m.
Any truth to the rumor that the Utah quarterback is already drawing a pension from the school?
Listen, yeah, he's inspired me to go get like a 3rd master's degree.
I tell you what, 7 years in college, they call them doctors, right?
Oh my gosh, yeah, at that point, just go do law school.
Yeah,
Reminds me
kidding.
of Brandon Wheaton. Remember that name?
Yeah. And Alan Bowman, Oklahoma State.
Got the gray shirt, the part-time, the red shirt, the 4-year, the sit-out, the transfer. You can get about 9 or 10 years out of it.
Well, somebody might get schooled tonight in NFL football because in just a few minutes from now, if you're watching the live stream, Sunday Night Football is kicking off on a Thursday. It would take too long to explain to you why it's happening that way, but that's happening at 7:15. Right now they're having that pregame show, but it'll be Baltimore Ravens versus the Kansas City Chiefs. And then our late news is not coming on at 10. It will be pushed back to 10:30, but we hope to see you then.
Well, unless it's a really, really fast game. We'll come on after the game.
And we'll be back on TV this time.
No, I think they're going to take 20 million cutaways of Taylor Swift, which is probably going to push you back to 10:45.
Who
knows?
Taylor Swift, is he fast? Is he a good receiver? This Taylor Swift?
He's very good, taking over
is
the
that
world.
like DeAndre Swift?
Right.
All right, the comedy show is now over, guys. That's it for us.
Okay, we're off the stream and we're off our rockers, and we'll be back on TV tonight at 10:30-ish. We'll see you then.
Y'all have a good one.